Molto Dolce. Translates in English, very sweet, which, for this blend, is pretty aptly named. Hello, my pipe sipping community. I realize that I've mentioned Molto Dolce quite often during other reviews. It's one of those aromatics that I really enjoy. It's yeah, I'd probably say it's definitely my current favorite. First and foremost, I'd definitely like to give a personal shout out to Archie Bunker. I just started doing these reviews not even a little over a month ago. Mostly out of the fact that I couldn't find a lot of reviews, maybe a small handful here and there on pipe tobacco blends. I've found plenty, throughout my years of cigar smoking. There seems to, for some reason, that seems to be more popular still, where the art of sipping a pipe seems to seems to be waning. So, yeah, just wanted to say hi to Archie. My grandfather used to always watch that show, so I just find the name extra fun. So yeah, Molto Dolce. I mean, it's Sutliff Tobacco Company is the one that produces it. It is an aromatic through and through. It is soaking wet when it comes out of the tin. I mean, it is so wet. You've got to dry this out. But I wouldn't dry it out fully. And I say that because it's one of those blends where, I mean, obviously if they are constantly producing this so that it's constantly coming out as a wet blend, that's for a reason. I mean, this has got a lot of flavoring, a lot of casing. I mean, this thing is which any other review that you've seen so far on this will say the same. It is snap, crackle, and pop while you are sipping this. It is going to 100% will gurgle if you don't give it some dry time. But I wouldn't dry it out completely, and I say that just because I think that you're going to lose a lot of flavor. You're going to lose a lot of why it is so saturated. Not a surprise. Black Cavendish, Burley's, Virginias, right? Quite common with your aromatics. Carl McAllister is the blender on this one. But it is so sweet. It is, I had a Freemason brother of mine who had been on a hiatus from smoking pipes. And when I moved out to the state, when he realized over dinner after lodge one night that I smoked a pipe, he's like, wow. He's like, I haven't visited that in many years. And so he actually went out, like within that week, got a cheap pipe. And but then he was curious about tobaccos. So I said, hey, come on over. I have a lot cellared and a lot that are just open. So that's what I decided to put in his pipe was Molto Dolce. And I laughed because it was just, it was love at first sight for this guy. I mean, this brother was just blown away. He's like, I have got to get me some of this. Like, I have to order this like right away. So, I had some other stuff that I wanted to order anyways. So I threw that on top of, my order, as well as some shepherd's pie from Country Squire. Just to kind of ease them back into the English blend. Love myself an Oriental forward English blend. But I also really like a good aromatic. It depends on the time of day, depends on my mood. And so yeah, so I mean, Molto Dolce, it is a sippable dessert. Very rich, very creamy. I think this is a lot of times what people have in their mind, especially younger individuals who are just getting into sipping a pipe. Like they're thinking this, they're thinking of like Molto Dolce, and I say that for a few reasons. One, for as heavy on the casing that this is, I have lost track of time. I have lost my cadence. And I have sipped this aggressively. And very minimal. I mean, it's not like it's not there, but it's pretty minimal as far as the tongue bite goes. But the flavor with this, it is a very, and I don't want to say chocolate, even though my brain every time I sip this says chocolate. It's definitely more of just a really thick caramel. There's definitely a molasses kind of component to it. There's a vanilla in there. But I think because of the darkness of the flavor, and it has that black Cavendish in there, the profile kind of comes off as like a German chocolate cake. So, it really is what I kind of think of. That is not to say that there is any kind of essence of coconut in this whatsoever. But just if you think of that really sweet, goopy, which is, I think, an aptly named component as well. That goopy, sweet chocolate that you have in a German chocolate cake. This stuff is a mess. You are going to want a pipe that is dedicated like this. As I have mentioned before, I have a dedicated pipes for certain things. Molto Dolce comes out of this pipe. I don't know if you can hear it, but it does crackle a lot. But yeah, I mean, it is a really good, sweet aromatic. And again, if you like aromatics as well as your traditional blends, and you have not yet tried this, 100% try it. I mean, if you do like aromatics, you cannot resist but fall in love with this blend. If you are new to sipping a pipe and you're trying to find a blend out there that is not going to be aggressive and is going to be extremely palatable, you cannot go wrong. Even the room note for this is amazing, and I say that again. This one, I probably would not sip this blend in the house because it is so pungent in a good way. I mean, it is very sweet, and but it will be still in your face. But outside, like if anybody who's concerned about sipping a pipe in a public area where others will get a waft of this, unless you've got some sort of a serious Karen in your audience, no one's going to complain if they smell this coming by. I mean, I wouldn't sit there and hotbox the people with it, but yeah, I mean, that's it. Molto Dolce, really good blend. Definitely not a bad starter for someone who is just getting into the hobby, and certainly a great blend for those of you who do enjoy a really sweet aromatic.